Sometimes the breaking down of data seems cold, heartless, robotic, but believe it or not, when you're breaking down this data, these analytics, working with your students to figure out what the trends are in their learning and where their gaps are coming from, it can really add to the relationship between teacher-student and to the cultural fabric of the classroom. Before I get started in this section, I do have to let you know that your access to some of these analytics are going to vary from district to district. So here's our home page. I will scroll down to New Analytics on the bottom left-hand corner. And we see a few things here. Average course grade is an 89.86. We have a tab for course grade, weekly online activity, students, and reports. We also have a drop-down menu with students' names, message students who, ... So you can actually send messages to groups of students who share the same characteristics like have zeros or have turned in late work or whatever. Download the CVS. And then this menu allows you to toggle between a data table or a more visual option. And right now it looks like there's nothing here. But if we click on this bar and just scooch over to the left, you'll see that there is in fact data on this chart. And when I hover over, it tells me, or these data points, it tells me what the assignment is. And I can click on, for example, Chapter 8 discussion forum, and the assignment pops up over here to the right. It gives me the average grade, low grade, high grade, missing, and late. And then if I click on this envelope, I can message students who have missing work, late work, or scored between a range of, let's say, 20 and 50. And then I can write their message in here, and this sends it to all of those students that fit within that range. And then if I bring my cursor down here to the bottom, you'll see that the data points on this graph that are not filled in do not have any data available. And if I hover over these icons, it tells me what the assignment is. I can now click on these three dots, go down to Data Table. I can toggle between only looking at assignments, only looking at discussion forums, or looking at both. I'm going to go ahead and click on assignments so that all of this information pops up. And as I scroll through the data, I see that Chapter 3 assessment, students made a 77.8. But they made a 95 on the Chapter 3 assignment. And so as an educator, that's going to give me an idea that during the assignment, they seem to get the content, but during the assessment, which is actually a practice quiz, they didn't do so hot. And so this is something that I may visit with my students and point out certain things. So again, I can come over here and click on this 77.8. I can see where the grades are scattered. No missing and no late work, so this is a legitimate 77.8. So this 77.8 may be a reflection of just a few students who didn't understand the content versus the entire class as a whole. I could click on this envelope, and any students in the range in between a 100 and a 68, let's say. And then you notice down here that 5 students fit into this category. And I can actually click on that and see their names. And so I can send a message to these 5 students just saying, I would like to have a tutorial to shore up any misunderstandings or gaps in this particular content area. And that way, the analytics helps me fine-tune who it is, almost surgically, that needs my support. All these other students, I leave them alone, or maybe I increase this up to a 75. So that includes a 6th student, and I offer that 6th student an invitation to the tutorials as well. As you break down this data, this information that reflects not just your students' absorption and acquisition of content knowledge, but also the way that you teach, you can use this information as an opportunity to reflect on your own practices. If students are scoring higher in a certain way, what did you do differently that helped students achieve more? And if the class, going back to this 77.8, if the class did struggle on this assignment, you can ask, what could your students have done better? But you can also ask yourself, what could you have done better as an educator to help bridge gaps?